Welcome to a 60 fan talking with LP. And once again, it is yours truly, LP. What's good, people? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of a Cincy fan talking with LP. And it is your boy, LP. Who else could it be? I mean, it's a Cincy fan talking with LP. I guess it could be somebody else, but not today. Hey, welcome back to the pod, y'all. Um, to address my absence, honestly, I just got lazy. Like for real, I mean, it wasn't nothing like crazy going on or anything like that. Chasing around an almost 2 year old and then teaching a bunch of sixth grade kids and just just dealing with stuff. I just got lazy. That's really all it is to it. I mean, I still been on Blue Sky, doing my thing. Catch me on Blue Sky. I've been on Blue Sky way more than X, to be honest. I mean, it's that whole Mustang. I just can't deal with that cat. I just really can't. So I've been kind of back and forth between both, but more on Blue Sky. It's a phenomenal platform, so I'll be using that a lot. I just got bored, y'all. So don't worry about the kid. He good, maintaining as best as I can, in this crazy, crazy world. Hey man, it's the most wonderful time of the year. So, you know what? We just gonna jump right into it. Let's just get to it. March Madness is here. Xavier will be hooping later on tonight, and it's just one of those. And I talked about this a few times before. Out of all of the sports events that we have, the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, yada yada yada. March Madness is my time, and this year, y'all, check it out. I'm on spring break this week. Spring break this week, which means I can go ahead and just watch March Madness uninterrupted with work or normally what would happen is I'll find some kind of crazy lesson plan that kind of weaves in basketball or bracketology or something like that. That's usually what I do. So if you're a parent and you had a kid in my class, like all these other years, we was watching hoop in class while we was doing our work. I'm sorry. I mean, I would make it relevant. We do like little brackets and stuff like that. We'll see who wins, like our little educational challenges. But trust and believe, Thursday, Friday of those weeks when March Madness was on, we watching hoop straight up, like for real. This year though, no worries. I'm up all night Thursday, all night Friday, cause it's spring break. I'm chilling. Not really much to do. No grades, nothing like that. Just blissful sports watching, hoop watching. Now, I had to pay my dues. I had to give up control of like the television or the streaming devices and watch some wild stuff. Man, I'm sitting here watching like the iHeart Music Awards and stuff like that. Y'all know how I feel about award shows, man. Like y'all know. But you gotta sacrifice. You gotta be willing to do that. I'm thinking. I was thinking long term. Everybody like, you cool watching this? I'm like, yeah, no problem. Do what y'all do. I'm streaming something on the phone or something like that, just chilling. Cause I'm like, my time is coming. I'm I'm on the 60 something inch TV watching hoop, and the thing about it is it's infectious. Like everybody kind of crowds around to watch like Northwest somebody state knock off Auburn or Purdue or something like that in the first round. It's one of those things where, and this is real. I'm just being honest when I say this. It's one of the only sports events that we have where everybody has a chance to win. On the first day of the season, every single team has a chance to make the tournament. Every team. Unless, they're on some kind of like probationary basis or something like that. That's what I like about it. It's all inclusive. Everybody has a chance. Like LP, everybody has a chance to win. No, realistically, everybody, quote unquote, has a chance to win the whole thing. But let's be real. A lot of these teams don't have the resources to win more than one game in the tournament. And that's cool. What I'm saying is everybody has a chance to make the big dance. Bars. Everybody has a chance to make the tournament. You can't say that about, I guess you can say that about pro football, but usually there are some teams that's kind of tanking from the jump. In pro basketball, I guess everybody has a chance to make it simply because you can let 20 teams into the playoffs. But when you're talking about college football, everybody does not have a chance to make it. You're looking at that top 25 at the beginning of the year, and normally you can condense that down to like 15, maybe 20 teams that have a chance of making the 12-team tournament. The rest of them is a wrap. Just wrap it up. In college hoop, you win the American Conference tournament, you win there. You win the Southland tournament, you win there. You win the America East tournament, you in there. That's what I like about it. And because of that dynamic, you get some historic things happening. Like there are games where I remember exactly where I was when it happened. When Loyola Marymount knocked off Michigan, I remember exactly where I was. I'm sitting there watching Xavier beat Georgetown in the second round when it happened because they kept jumping back and forth. Now, this was back in the day where you had one place to go to watch a game, CBS. In Cincinnati and in Natty, it was Channel 9 before it was Channel 12. It did this little flip flop or whatever. You had to watch your game, and if the other game was close, they would just cut to it real quick. But they didn't have like all of these feeds on different channels and stuff like that. Nah, you had to watch your game and hope it was either it was a game that you liked if your team wasn't in it. I mean, it sounds prehistoric, but that's what it was. I personally think it made March Madness a lot more fun that way because you got to see different types of teams. But hey, either way, let's go. I'm excited about it. I feel like this is such an open tournament. I can't even tell you who I'm picking yet. I haven't filled out a single bracket. I don't like to fill out my brackets until all the playing games are over with. I don't know. Superstition, it really don't matter. I'm not gonna win. I'll tell you about my bracket next week because the way we're doing it at school, everybody kind of joined this like this big bracket, but you have to pick like your top 10 teams in each region, my fault, and each team has a point value. So the team you think is going to go to the final four in that region, every time they win, you get 10 points. And then 9, and then 8, and then 7. Whoever has the most points at the final four wins the whole thing. I've never played like this before, so this will be pretty interesting. I'll kind of put my stuff on Blue Sky, maybe on X or whatever, and let you know how it's going down. But I'm excited about it. Also excited about what the Bengals did. Hey, yo, the Bengals did the quote unquote impossible. They signed Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to 4-year extensions. Oodles and oodles of money. And I can't say it's surprising to me because I've seen the shift in the Bengals. They're kind of like their philosophy towards putting a team together. And to be honest, it's the way that a lot of teams, especially offensive minded teams, it's the way they put a team together. You put your eggs into the offensive basket. That's where your bread is buttered. Kansas City kind of did the same thing. They paid a lot of their offensive guys, kind of deferred those contracts just a little bit, and they reloaded on defense with a lot of draft picks. You got to draft smart, but I feel like defensively you have a lot better chance of your squad getting good picks because defense fluctuates so much from year to year. year to year. You can have a great defense, like an awesome defense, and they can have a bad year. You can have a very average defense. They could get turnovers and picks and fumbles, and they look like a great defense. It just fluctuates so much. But here goes the narrative. And it's funny to me. It's really hilarious to me. Like, I laugh out loud when I see a lot of people, you know, texting me and leaving messages and posting stuff on social media. Like, a week ago, the Bengals aren't cap savvy enough to put their eggs in the offensive basket. So they're gonna let T. Higgins go. They always let their best players go. Yada yada yada. Look what happened to Jesse Bates. Look what happened to DJ Reader. This, that, and the third. A week later, when they pick up T. Higgins and they extend Jamar Chase, I can't believe they did that. They put all their eggs into the offensive basket. Good luck scoring 50 points a game because your defense is trash. What a bad blah, blah, blah. Dude, y'all got to pick a lane, man. Like, I can't even say it upsets me anymore because I understand that people don't really watch the Cincinnati Bengals. And I can tell they don't because they lean on all these tired narratives. Oh, the Bengals are cheap. Oh, the Bengals players get into trouble. Oh, look at what happened with Joe Mixon. Typical Bengals. Ha 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 ha. Look at the Bungles. They lost five straight. Oh, look at them. They won five straight. Ha 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 ha. Guess it's too late now. I mean, it's just so tired. And I can't say it upsets me. It just frustrates me that I can turn on the ESPN or listen to FS1 Sports or whatever, and I can get the down to the wire minute, second update on what the Cowboys are doing, on what the Jets are doing, on what the Giants are doing. They're not even relevant franchises right now. Like, they've been but for a minute. But we're always talking Cowboys. We're always talking Giants. We're always talking Jets. Like, dude, I don't want. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people have kind of like blown off shows like First Take and things like that. It's because they just recycle the same tired narratives. And I saw something on the World Wide Web where you had a couple of people that were inside of ESPN speaking out about how they had to talk about the Cowboys and the Lakers all the time because that was pushed inside of the company. And that makes a lot of sense. I get it, they're big brands. Understandable. And this is not me bashing the Cowboys or the Lakers or the Jets. I'm not bashing them. I'm just saying they've been butt for quite a while. My thing is this. Sports, it's global. It's not regionalized like it once was. Baseball, when I was growing up, was like the big thing. College football was kind of regionalized. You know, you kind of talked about your team and your squad and the people around you in your region, but nobody else really. College basketball was really the same thing. It was like you had your little circle of teams that you saw and you talked about, but everything else is more like regionalized. It's not like that anymore. You have people that live in Arizona that are humongous Titans fans. It's like that now. My wife, her family lives in Tennessee. Their fan allegiance like spreads across the United States. You have Cowboys fans in her family. You have Steelers fans in her family. You have Texans fans in her family. It's crazy. My sister-in-law lives in Charlotte now. And I'm talking to my nephew and I'm like, who do you root for? Who do your friends root for? And he's like, look, since everybody's from somewhere else in Charlotte, nobody roots for the Panthers. It's like everybody has their own team from where their family grew up. And he's like, I've been living here all my life, so I'm a Panthers fan. But mom, my sister in law, she's a Bengals fan. And her husband, he's a Falcons fan because he grew up in Atlanta. Sports is like that now. You have all these different takes from all these different parts of the country. So why are we narrowing our takes into a basket that you heard like 10, 15 years ago? The Bengals aren't cheap anymore. They were cheap like 20 years ago, man. Like the Bengals aren't cheap anymore. The Bengals have done a really good job paying their players. And I don't think people understand that. It's not like the Bengals are just kind of sitting on their money, like, we're not going to spend this. They're like, we're going to pay people that we know can play. Why get out here and pay like a free agent who we don't really know about, who may have lucked on a good year, when we have people here that we know are good, that we kind of brought up? That was the part that kind of hurt when they let Jesse Bates go. Because we were like, we drafted this guy in the second round. We watched him come up from Wake Forest. We saw him become a very good player. And then you let him go. You can't do that. You have to pay your players because why are you drafting them? What's the point of drafting a good player, building them up to be a great player, and then watching them walk off to another city? It just doesn't make sense. That's the part that kind of stung us Bengals fans when it happened. But what we're seeing now is what the Bengals used to do. Like Marvin Lewis kind of started this trend where you draft somebody, you build them up, they play great, you pay them. Because if not, what's the point? What are we really doing here? Like, don't be a farm system. And the Bengals weren't really that until a few years ago. And then they stopped doing that and they became what they were before. And I don't think people understood that. That's just really my whole take on what happened. People are going to be really surprised at the Bengals defense this year. The Bengals had a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball the past couple of years. That, plus the fact that they let some key pieces go, it's true they did. That hurt the squad last year and especially this year. There's no way you can keep having these injuries over and over and over again. Not saying that it won't happen, but I'm just saying it's not likely for a third straight year of injuries to bombard the defensive side of the ball. I feel like you're going to have a defense. They may not be top tier, but I think Al Golden and the boys are going to have them in that 10 to 15 range. And if you have them there with an offense like the Bengals, dude, let's go. I feel like it's going to be a good year for real. The optimist in me, but I feel like it's going to be a great year for the Bengals. But keep talking crap about the Bengals boys and watch what happens when they run through your squad. That's what I'm thinking. Um, I guess not back to college basketball, but back to like college athletics, period. Because I saw something on the World Wide Web on the socials where um, I don't think it was a North Carolina player, although he did do something like crazy in college hoops where his squad they're down one and they're shooting two free throws to win the game against Duke in the I think it was the ACC, either the semis or the actual finals. It was one of the two. He's shooting the guy shooting free throws and they're down one. He misses the first. He makes the second, but one of the players from North Carolina jumps into the free throw lane early. No basket. Wipes off the basket. And he is distraught. He's like he's kind of messed up about it. And the grief he got on social media was absolutely crazy. I saw a lot of, he's supposed to be, NIL now. He has all this money and, you have to make these plays because you're getting paid. I saw the same thing in the Big 12 tournament where somebody messed up. He was upset. He did like a post game presser where, he's in tears. He's like, I let myself down. I let the team down. And people are like, you got to do better than that. You getting paid to do this. And what are the tears for? And I'm looking like, this is the downside of NIL. This is what LP talked about when I listen to me talking to myself in the third person. That's crazy. When I first heard about NIL, this was one of my main concerns. I feel like there are so many positives and so many negatives. Look, if I'm coaching college, me knowing my coaching style in basketball, I probably lose a few players in NIL due to NIL because I wouldn't let it affect what I'm doing. Because I know there are some coaches that are like, let me go ahead and treat you this way because I don't want to lose you. And they're always doing like recruiting. You got to keep your players, you got to recruit other players. I feel like I run it kind of like Dabo Swinney does, where, and Ryan Day as well. I would kind of run it like that to where I'm like, look, if I'm going to NIL, if I'm going to transfer route, I'm looking for a specific person. And if that person's not there, I'm not adding them to my team. But I'm not coaching my team going like, look, I want you to stay here. I want you to stay here. You chose me for a reason. I'm going to coach you to be the best player you can be. I'm not going to coddle you. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, I don't want you to leave. Look, if you feel like you found a better spot, that's cool. But you chose me for a reason. You chose my coaching style for a reason. You chose this school for a reason. So all of that, that's the hook. That's why you're here. And I get that people move around because they want playing time and stuff like that. But I'm looking for a specific type of recruit. I'm looking for somebody that's here because of what we do. And if you're not playing at first, it's for a reason. Wait your turn. I'm not going to jump people over you. I'm going to give you a shot to shine. But if I have somebody playing over you, it's for a reason. Suck it up, build our depth, wait for your shot. I'm looking for people that's okay with that. I wouldn't be looking for the person with the highest NIL progression and stuff later for that. And what I think, me personally, is that now we're treating players in college because of NIL, we're treating them like professionals. They're not professionals. These are college kids, man. They are. They're going to do college stuff. They're going to do dumb stuff on and off the court. They're going to inexplicably do things like step in the free throw lane where you're not supposed to. Because as much as we want to say money makes you a professional, no, it doesn't. Money doesn't make you a pro. It makes us call you a pro. When you get in the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball, we call you a professional because it's a professional league. But there are a lot of people in that league that aren't professionals yet because they haven't had the experiences to be a professional. Look, when I started teaching, I was considered a teacher because I had the degree, I had the certificate, I went through the process to become a teacher. But look, I wasn't a real teacher yet. Like I wasn't. I hadn't had the experiences. I went to college and they told you all the situations that you would get put in. They don't know all the situations. They don't have a lesson plan for when two kids come up to you and say, look, Mr. P, I didn't get any sleep last night because mom and dad were fighting all night. So I didn't get any sleep, so my homework's not done. They don't have a lesson plan for that. And I didn't have the experience year one to be like, okay, go ahead, sit in the back while I take the attendance, go ahead and get the homework done. We're going to go over it in a little bit. Give me what you got. I didn't have that experience. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear. Like, you don't handle that well at first because you don't know what to do. You don't have the professional experience to deal with that. Me now, I worked that into the lesson plan. I'm like, there are going to be some kids that don't get this done. What are we going to do about those kids? Okay, here's the plan. It's just like that with pro folks. Like when they're playing sports, we give them all this money and we just go like, okay, go ahead, pro, do your thing. And I hear this all the time. We're paying you. You should know what to do. No, it does not work that way. And I put this on the socials too. Money doesn't make you a professional. Experience makes you a professional. That's what makes you grow up. The things that you go through in sports, in your career, in your life, that makes you grow up. Now, some people grow up faster than others. I know people that were definitely ready to be a teacher before they became teachers because of the stuff they went through, because of the teachers they had. The stuff that they went through kind of crimped them up to be ready to be teachers. Other people, and unfortunately, I see this every year when first year teachers walk through. Now, I'm not judging them based off appearance or nothing like that, but the questions that they ask, their expectations help you understand like, look, we're going to have to go ahead and help homegirl out in the beginning. We got to get homeboy kind of like let them know you got to look for this, that, and the third. And that's only going to help just a little bit because they have to get seasoned enough to understand like, look, you can't go in here yelling. You can't. You're going to lose your voice mid first month, and the kids are going to laugh at you. They're going to think it's funny that you're yelling, that you're all red in the face, and they're going to do things to make you yell because it's funny to them. Experience teaches you that. I just think we hold these players up, especially professionals. We hold them up to this standard, and they have to meet that standard from jump. There's no patience with pro quarterbacks anymore. I remember a quarterback coming into the league, and that quarterback had to sit on the bench. You had to wait your turn. You had to get better by watching that quarterback that was in front of you. Now you got Caleb Williams, and he's in year two. And I'm hearing people on sports shows like, hey, this is make or break year for him. He got everything he need to be successful. Yo, it's year two. This is second year of playing pro ball. He hasn't even played every team in the league yet. Like for real. There's some NFC teams he's never faced. But he's supposed to have everything in line year two because he's the number one pick. I think our expectations are way too high for these athletes because of the money they make. I mean, crazy thought. Maybe you shouldn't be paying these athletes this much money. Either give them less money or temper expectations. But that's just crazy talk. That's LP talking crazy. There has to be some kind of parameters around NIL, though. I tell you that. I love my Buckeyes. Love them. They are not going to want to keep paying 20 mil a year to one, keep their players, and two, recruit other players. Teams like Ohio State can do it. Teams like Alabama can do it. Teams like Georgia can do it. But at some point, it's like, do we want to? I mean, I'm not saying like an NIL salary cap or anything like that, but there has to be some parameters because what's going to happen is if Ohio State or Georgia or Alabama decide that they want to do this, you're not going to have diverse teams in the CFP. You're just not. It'll never look like March Madness. It just won't because as with most things, the more money you put into it, the better it's going to be. You look at MLB, you see the same couple teams every year make the playoffs for the most part. I mean, you look at college football, you see the same couple teams every year make the playoffs. If you follow the money, you'll find the winner. And if you don't want it to be like that, you got to go the NFL route. And you have to set parameters to where everybody has somewhat of a shot of winning. And if you're not going to do that, hey, get used to NIL just going crazy. Because that's what it's going to be. Hey, real fast as far as Jet 1, Saturday Night Live, 50 years going strong. SNL will never, ever fall off. I know. You look at the show and you go like, I don't know who that person is. Oh, that's going to be trash. The fact that SNL is live is the reason why it'll never go away. until they decide to just cancel themselves. If not, we're going to be watching SNL for 100 years. Think about it. It has the two elements that make shows successful in today's crazy, crazy world of streaming and being able to watch what you want to watch when you want to watch. It has two very successful elements. It has live music and it has an overall live aspect of everything. Think about it. If you're watching something live, you're watching for two reasons. One, it's something you really like, or two, you want to see something happen. Bad, good. It's that element of surprise. You never know what you're going to get when you watch a live show. I remember way back in the day. I hate when I say way back in the day when I talk about childhood. It really, really sucks. It just makes you feel super old. But way, way back in the day, when Fox, and I'll talk about this later for real, when Fox had like a whole slew of African American content because they really didn't have football yet and they were still trying to build their brand. So they kind of said, hey, yo, nobody's really recruiting these black shows and these black show writers. Let's get them. That's really what happened. We'll talk about that later. There was this show called Rock. Charles S. Dutton, he had a show called Rock, and it did okay. But at some point, they decided to make the Rock show go live. And when I say live, I mean when it came on at 8:30 on a Sunday night, they rehearsed it the week before, and they went live. We saw it happening while they were acting it out. If they had stumbles or bumbles or something like that, they just had to keep going. If somebody forgot their lines, they just had to keep going. And the energy of the show just made it so much better. Like the storylines took off, the acting kind of rose because we're all watching something live. Anything could happen. And of course, the ratings went up. Now, it didn't go up enough to save the show. Of course, it didn't. Our shows get canceled at a crazy rate. Shows get canceled at a crazy rate. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's really hard to make a show that lasts more than 3 seasons. So I'm not going to say, like, because it was a black show where it got canceled. I'm just saying we don't really have a lot of shows that are honored enough to get canceled. We can't really get on the air like that. That's all I'm saying. But when they made the show live, the ratings took off. SNL being a live, organic show is the main reason why you're not going to see it go away. There's always going to be comics that you want to see. There's always going to be musical artists that you want to see. But the fact that it's a live show, that energy just makes you want to watch it. I've been told by some friends that only old people watch SNL, which is funny to me, but hey, guess I'm old. Before I go, part two of my segment called What I Saw on YouTube did part one way back in February. Last time I posted content. So this is part two. I plan on doing this every time. My YouTube algorithm is nuts. I have a teacher video of like somebody doing some kind of like teacher type skill, and it'll be followed up by something wild. And all it said was Wendy's training video. That's all it said. It said Wendy's training video. Next to it, it said 1995. I'm like, I'm always watching old, old content. Because it's funny to me to see how things have progressed. Like, I'm the one that's on YouTube watching commercials from 1992. I really sat down one break and watched the entire Sunday night Fox lineup from 1992, complete with commercials. Fox was bad back in the day. I mean, they were showing Herman's Head, followed by some show called The Edge with like Jennifer Aniston, like one of the first things she ever did. Like, it was terrible, but the commercial saved it. So I click on the Wendy's training video, y'all. I saw one of the most amazing things ever. The Wendy's training video, this is a real training video. These are real. They're showing how to make the burgers, because they're square burgers and they're showing how to like flip them and like press them and stuff. But they're wrapping the video. Dude had on like the Run DMC glasses, and he's really rapping about how you're supposed to flip and press the patties. I'm like, this can't be real. This cannot be life. This cannot really be happening. I looked it up. Yes, it's real. They really sat people down and it made them watch that video to learn how to make patties. It was crazy. The guy walks in and he clocks in on this super duper old, like, punch in thing that looks like it could, like, punch in a pencil and just break it in half. It's like chink chink. He clocks in and he has like this dream about somebody rapping to him about how to flip the meat. You got to see it. I can't even describe it. It's one of those things that it was so bad that it was awesome. So I'm like, there must be more. They had one for fries. They had somebody singing about how to like pour cold drinks. I'm like, this. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yep, this going on the pod. I'm showing my 12-year-old the video, and she's like, "Did y'all really dress like that?" I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, we really did. And she's like, "Why are they cleaning up? Why are they cleaning off cigarette ashtray? Why are they cleaning off ashtrays?" I'm like, dang, you could smoke inside in like '94. She's like, you could just smoke. I'm like, yep, you could really just smoke indoors. Have a smoke in a Biggie Fry. Like, to hell with your health. Like it's whatever. It Go to YouTube, type Wendy's training video, and have yourself a blast. Have a ball. Put in the comments that I sent you. Put in the comments that LP from Cincy Fan Talk with LP sent you. It'll make your day. Especially if you younger and you want to know how your mom or your uncle or your aunt used to dress. Check this out. This'll 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 blow your mind. The singers, I'm not gonna say the singers not good, because the cold drink song is still stuck in my head. Like I'm still walking around singing that song. Like I could go to Wendy's and just pour cold drinks right now. Like I'm that fluent in cold drink pouring because I watched that video so many times. Like I hum it in the car sometimes. Please don't watch it that many times. Please don't get that stuck in your head. Hey, if you listen to this, drop me a message, drop me a comment, leave me something. Let me know who you think's going all the way in the tournament. Let me know who you think. Me, I still don't know how I'm gonna like flip my bracket, but I'm getting a sneaky suspicion that Michigan State's gonna take it. Tom Izzo is just sneaky like that. Like he hasn't he he builds his teams to get better as the season goes on, which seems like that's how it should be. But a lot of coaches don't think like that. They think like we want to win this game. We want to win this game. Tom Izzo is cool with just like making a crazy schedule, and his team will start off conference play like 5-5 or like 6-7 or something like that. He's good with that because he knows that they're going to get better and better. And March is usually their time to shine. Hey, Michigan State fans, my bad because of what I just said. Your squad probably losing in the second round. I'm just saying. Like, I just, my bad. So if you hear this and they take a L like on Saturday or Sunday, it's my fault. I wear that. I'm just letting you know, but like, hit me up on Blue Sky. Like, if you're on X, I still check the messages. I don't post there nearly as much, but I still check those messages too. So hit me up. Let me know who you think is gonna win. Like we can go back and forth and see, what we think. See if we agree. See if we don't agree. It's always a good time. As always, just be respectful. That's what I do. It's a Cincy fan talking. Leave off the G at Blue Sky at X. Hit your boy up, and that music will let you know that it's about that time to go. As always, it's been a blast. And you know how we do. Life is good.